Does this sound much like a bar to you? Because it kind of sounds exactly the same as the MG42. Just maybe they lowered the pitch a little bit.
Let me know in the comments. Medal of Honor is a game series known for accuracy, quality, and innovation. When coming to VR, brought to us by Respawn Entertainment no less, the same people that made the Titanfall series, Apex Legends, and Jedi Fallen Order, you have expectations that it might turn out like this.
Daniels, why don't you watch him? The only thing more dangerous than the enemy is pride.
But instead you end up with this.
The Colonel is fond of saying we don't have problems in the OSS, only opportunities.
This is the state of the game now, nearing the end of 2021, almost a year after its full release, and that's not to say the game hasn't had patches and improvements, because it has. But this game will still set you back £45, which is $60, and you'll need 180 gigabytes of space. For reference, Half-Life Alyx, a game with more interaction, better physics, and better visuals, is only 68 gigs. And if you want to run Medal of Honor above and beyond on a PC, you'll need a beast of a machine to do it, with its recommended specs being an i7-9770 and an RTX 2080 or better. People on Quest, obviously you're not going to have this problem, and I envy you for that. To understand the problems with this game, we need to go back to the beginning.
And she's the one who gets shot.
Oh, I like her. The first Medal of Honor was conceived by Steven Spielberg himself during the making of Saving Private Ryan. He wanted to reach a younger audience and educate them about the experience of soldiers in the war whilst providing action to teach them in a way that spoke to them. Even in between the missions, there were real-life videos and commentaries from and of the war. Spielberg even brought on his military advisor for Saving Private Ryan, Dale Dye. He's a decorated Marine veteran of the Vietnam War and founder of Head of Warriors Inc., a company that specializes in military accuracy in films. The original Medal of Honor broke so many boundaries on release. You could shoot an enemy's helmet off. They'd react depending on where they got shot. You could even throw a grenade back, which was mind-blowing at the time because this was the first time you could do it. And to be able to do it on a PlayStation 1 was incredible. Medal of Honor has gone through many iterations since then, keeping the World War II setting for the most part before going modern day with games like Medal of Honor 2010 and Medal of Honor Warfighter, which I thought were pretty good games, to be honest. The last full Medal of Honor release was Warfighter in 2012 until 2020 with the release of Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. And this is where the problems begin.
Is that a torpedo?
Welcome members of the ever-growing VR Horde, my name is Rex, this is Eyes on VR, and today I have got quite the video for you. I'm going to show you why this video is a warning for Quest owners. With the trailers coming out for Medal of Honor Above and Beyond on PC, I was pretty psyched as it looked like all the Medal of Honor goodness I'd come to know and love being my favourite medium of VR. Looking more like a Call of Duty game, I wasn't disappointed as I cannot say no to explosions and a good set piece, and believe me, there are similarities here. Is this explosion going to be as big as I think? Whoa! He wasn't kidding about the boom. That's right. Whoa! Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Bit dusty.
See?
Bit dusty.
I told you.
I was all in on that, so I was ready to go on this. Unfortunately, what started to throw me right away was the frequency of the cutscenes. If you've ever played Max Payne 3, the ratio of gameplay to cutscenes is very similar, and that caused some big outrage when Max Payne 3 came out. It's 5 minutes of gameplay, then a cutscene, then you walk over somewhere, sometimes you'll even cross a street, and then it's a cutscene. Maybe a firefight, then a cutscene, and how they handle them is pretty boring. I've always liked Half-Life Alyx's way of doing cutscenes, which has been Half-Life's way from day one, to be fair. The moment happens and you're in it, you're free to explore, watch, or ignore. In Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, when a cutscene happens, and you'll see plenty of them, you stand still and just watch these static conversations happen in front of you. Which is fine at first, but in the frequency of them it gets real boring real fast. There is some interactivity sometimes in the cutscenes, like having to hit someone or hand someone something, but these are few and far between, and the game plays out like a cinematic VR game, and believe me, this game is cinematic as hell, especially in the cutscenes.
Think we can hold them down.
Oh hey buddy.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, go on.
To invade, we have
Lieutenant!
To stop them on the
Yes.
beach.
Oh okay, this is pretty cool. This doesn't make up for this game sucking real bad. I just don't think it's been executed very well. The funniest part of the cutscenes though is that you can shoot anyone, anytime, just for the lols.
Supplies. The Germans are fortifying Pontu. Maybe we could steal what we need from there.
How do you suggest we do that?
Maybe.
I was just coming to find you.
Now we're gonna get onto the guns, and oh my goodness, the guns. I'm afraid these things are pretty much a joke. I mean, look at this. That's a bit off when it comes to our mag insert. Look, I'm a bit of a firearms nut and I came to VR for realistic gun experiences, but this is a travesty. Every time you eject a mag from your gun, which you can do with any gun by the way, so even if you've got a Thompson or an MP40, you can eject the mags without touching them. Once you've got the mag out, no matter what, you will never have a bullet in the chamber. And there's no slide release either, so if I use an M1911 as an example here, fresh mag, one shot, eject mag, chamber is empty, the slide is back. There's no button for the slide release, so I need to do it manually every single time. I found myself getting caught short in firefights here, as I just wouldn't reload as often because it becomes such a pain in the ass. And you can't pull out and check your mag either, even though it does have a display on the side of your weapons, so that's fair enough. Once the mag is out, it's out and the chamber is empty, and that's the only time you'll be interacting with a slide bolt, charging handle or anything like that, because you can't touch the gun otherwise unless you're just putting your second hand up to grab it or hold it. Also, bolt actions have no bullet inserts. You have a pool of ammo and you just draw from it whenever you use the bolt. So if I have 20 shots, I can just use my bolt 20 times firing and not need to reload. Some guns skip your reload completely, like the shotgun or the repeater. It just loads itself when you press a button. Why? I have no idea. In the beginning of the game, the setup for your control scheme and handling of the game is seeing a military doctor, which is fine. It's a nice interactive setup, very smart, love that. But yet the whole time, I couldn't stop thinking this doctor has a mask on because they didn't want to animate his mouth or show you how bad the lip syncing is in this game. Collectables and extras are a thing, but they're normally all right in front of you on the path that you need to take through a level 99% of the time. They aren't really hidden too much here, and going off the beaten path won't get you much in the way of weapons and ammo, as it's all provided quite generously as you go along the route that you're supposed to. Now there's been a bit of negativity in this review, I don't know whether you've noticed, but listen to this guy. That had me in stitches. I did that so many times because I was laughing, I was dying. And speaking of laughing, this is a great segue into the biggest hand-holding moment I found in this game, and that's the minefield. There's a section where you're fighting your way through an enemy base, but you come to a minefield. You grab a nearby metal detector to traverse the minefield to escape. I was ready, taking it slow, easy. It was feeling tense. I was holding my breath. And then I hear the detector start to go. That means a mine is close. It's getting even more tense now. I keep moving it around. It's getting louder and louder. The mines are all around me. I'm gonna start freaking out, and then oh my god, it just highlights all the mines for you in front of your face so you can see them all the time. If you step on a mine in this level, that is on you because it could not be easier. Just start swinging the metal detector around and off you go. The music and the soundtrack though is absolutely fantastic. It really keeps up with the old school scores of Medal of Honor's past. With full orchestra and with an Oscar and Emmy winning composer, I am not surprised. Also, you can totally hear that this is the same company that made Jedi Fallen Order. You can hear that taste of high quality, well-composed music. In the action scenes, it's absolutely crazy. But what's really nice is even when it's quiet, the soundtrack is still spot on. The soundtrack really thrives in the on-rails sections as well, and there are plenty of on-rails sections in this game, so if you get motion sick really easily, good luck. To the credit though, a lot of these sections aren't moving too fast, and I assume that is for motion sickness purposes. But wow, does it go against the gameplay. Like this mission here, you've just stolen a bunch of supplies from a Nazi base, your cover's been blown, and you are blasting your way out of here in a daring escape before you're killed by a full base of enemies. And you do it at about 5 miles an hour. For some reason. But luckily enough, all the enemies always like to make sure they stand next to really explosive barrels just so you can deal with them nice and quickly. This is the kind of thing that bothers me. Clearly a lot of effort has gone into this game, I can't deny that. Even a gallery section where you can see interviews made for the game with actual war veterans, small films made of them going back to the places they fought in, the places they won in, or the places they lost in, and not always lost as in a battle, but lost something more personal to them. One of these films even won an Oscar. First time a video game company has ever done that. Such incredible empathy to the real thing. The people, the fighting, the loss, the horror. Keeping things true and accurate from the mouths of the people who were there. But then they neglect realism within the game, sometimes to a massive degree. It's not all bad, of course. The score is amazing, and while these guns don't reload or seem to work realistically, shooting them is certainly not bad. They feel good to fire, they handle well, they have a real feeling of impact and power when fired, and it feels good. And this game let me regroup with an old friend of mine, the Car 98. Boom! You're done. Oh, you're next. Don't forget you. Are you shooting at me? I've missed you, old friend. Options wise, the game is really accommodating. You can play standing or seated. There's a crouching mode for when you're playing seated, so you press a button to crouch. There's subtitles. You can skip the on-rail section scenes if you want to. You can even skip the frequent cutscenes as well if you like, which you could not do on launch. You can even have hit markers enabled, you can have tunnel vision to help with motion sickness, and plenty of visual settings as well. Obviously, Quest owners, you won't have as many of those. One thing though is that when you run in the game, you have to push in your thumbstick to do that, and there is no changing it in the settings. Speaking of running, you won't be doing any of that through the stealth missions, because they're full of their own troubles. In flat screen versions of the games, you'd go undercover, don't do anything crazy, steal or sabotage, whatever it is, and get out. This is so much easier on flat screen because you just program in what the player can do, and that's that. But in VR, you have the ability to interact with plenty of stuff, and it does you no favors in a stealth mission, but in some really stupid ways. Like here I am sneaking through an area, no one is around, no one. It's totally bare, but as soon as I pick up this hammer and decide I don't want it anymore, nah, I don't need it. Whoa, wait, what? There's no one here! Right here, I'm deep undercover as a janitor, just cleaning this room while I'm eavesdropping on the plans to get some information. I take this guy's roll from him because he's handing it to me, not trying to sneak a snack off the table or anything. I put it in my cart, in the bin. What? I did what he told me! Now I know it's all bad news this and bad news that, but it's not all terrible of course. The campaign is pretty long, you're looking at 8 to 10 hours. After the prologue there's 6 missions, all with 9 sections each, and they'll take you all over the world to a wide variety of locations, some locations with even environmental interaction, and you're not just walking, I'll tell you that. These guys are just bombing an empty field. Whoa! And that's one thing I cannot be negative about is the environments. They are pretty gorgeous and done really well. They feel like real areas, and when you're fighting Nazis in a battle-ridden town in the streets of France or the snowy mountains of Norway, visually really great, and with the high specs that they want, I'd be pretty annoyed if it wasn't, frankly. But that still doesn't make up for the face issues. Buddy, you've got something wrong with your face. You good? Yeah, that should help. There is multiplayer as well, and I would love to tell you about it, but I couldn't find a match with another human for the whole week and a half leading up to the release of this video. There's different game modes, plenty of weapons, you can customize your setup, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you much beyond that. I made this video as a warning for Quest users, or Meta Quest 2 users if you will, because Medal of Honor Above and Beyond looked great leading up to the launch on the PC, and it was in an even worse state than it is now, and now is not spectacular. No game really deserves to be torn to shreds, and I understand this game took years to make, but when Meta, say that this game was the most expensive game to make to date at the time of release, headed up by a game studio with a great reputation for polished games, great visuals and gameplay, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond just misses the mark on so many occasions, and there's fun to be had here, I can't deny that. Like I said, I am a sucker for explosions and a good set piece. But where's that innovation from the old Medal of Honors and how Medal of Honor started? Above and Beyond even fails to take or learn from what the leaders in the industry have brought to it. Games like Half-Life Alyx, Boneworks, H3VR, even Pavlov, they all do a lot of what Medal of Honor is trying to do, but much better, for less money, less powerful system requirements, and less hard drive space. But does some fun here and there really justify this price tag? No, I don't think it does. I think you're better waiting till this is on sale at the very least. What I'm trying to get at is that this game will look amazing on the Quest, of course it will, but I recommend holding off till all the people with their preview copies come out with their reviews and let you know how it is. We all know what happened to Sniper Elite VR on the Quest. It looked great for a year leading up to release, then when it came out it was a buggy mess. My channel of course isn't big enough for big devs to care that I even exist for an early copy of this game, and if they see this video I'm sure they aren't going to be coming my way anytime soon. So find a reviewer you know will tell you the bad things in the Quest release, because this game is published by EA and you know they want your money above all else. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more PC VR and Oculus Quest content. I cover VR games big and small, some you know, some you don't. I do comparisons as well, but I'll always give you honesty. If a game is bad, I will tell you, and I think that's quite evident from this video. Unfortunately, that goes against the channel because I have been skipped over for early copies of games because of my honest opinion. So if you want to support the channel, consider going to the Eyes on VR Patreon. There's a link in the description. Any money that I get will be put towards getting VR games to review and give you guys my honest opinion about them, so you know whether to spend full price on a game, wait till it's on sale, or just skip it altogether. With that, my name is Rex, this is Eyes on VR, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week!
So how does one become a collaborator? What are the job qualifications? Weakness? Cowardice? Or just plain self-centered opportunism?
All of the above.